This award essentially comes down to three other players at this point: Alabama's Bryce Young, Tennessee's Hendon Hooker, and Ohio State's CJ Stroud. And let me be the first to say they're all fine young men, great quarterbacks, but it's clear that there is one option better than them all. My client that I'm here representing today, and his name is Drake Maye. The first defense of the Heisman talk is easy because it's taken care of itself. When Maye generated any early buzz, they said UNC wouldn't win enough. Heading into this week, the Tar Heels are 8-1 and ranked in the top 15. Then they said that UNC hasn't played anyone. When I just watched with my own two eyes Alabama lose to a team in LSU that lost to an average FSU team that is 4-3 in the ACC. Maye can't control who is on his schedule, yet every Saturday, whoever you line up across from him knows they are in danger. Ultimately, the ACC is still a Power 5 conference that features 4 teams in the top 25, 2 of which Maye will go up against to close the year in consecutive weeks with NC State and Clemson. I'll concede that the SEC is tougher, but the public's love affair with the conference is a bit much. If North Carolina played the same schedule and had the same resume, but with an SEC patch on their jersey, the award would be Maye's. You can question how Drake Maye would do against an Alabama-type defense, the same one that Hendon Hooker lit up, and remind yourself that Hooker is a former slightly above average ACC quarterback who is now having a career year. Or you could look at the few instances that these players have played against similar opponents, like Drake Maye throwing for more yards with 3 more touchdowns against Notre Dame than CJ Stroud had, or Drake Maye throwing for more yards on a significantly higher completion percentage with 3 more touchdowns against Pittsburgh than Hooker had. We're making up hypothetical scenarios instead of judging these players on what they have actually done on the season in major conferences. In his first year starting, Maye has yet to throw for less than 280 yards in a game and has thrown for 300 plus yards in 66% of UNC's games. His 329.3 yards per game is third nationally in comparison to Hooker at 16th, Young at 19th, and Stroud at 23rd. Maye is putting up video game-like numbers with the 4th most yards and the most passing touchdowns nationally. He's doing it efficiently too. According to Pro Football Focus, among quarterbacks with at least 233 dropbacks, Maye has the highest grade with a 92.3. Again, Young is 8th, Hooker is 9th, and Stroud is 23rd. Only Stroud has a better QBR than Maye, but for the Buckeyes isn't asked to do as much as Maye is asked to do for UNC to win, which leads perfectly into my next point of what do those 3 have that Maye doesn't? A solidified ground game, because he is the ground game for the Tar Heels. UNC has had 4 different starters at the running back position on the season, leading to Maye being the team's leading rusher by 155 yards. Alabama, Tennessee, and Ohio State have other players to fall back on to establish a balanced attack. If you watch a Carolina game, they struggle picking up the tough yards and have to rely on Drake Maye opening up the offense for himself with design quarterback draws. Young, Stroud, and Hooker combined have only 64 more rushing yards than Maye this year. He already had the most passing yards out of this group, and he has more total yards and total touchdowns than just about anybody in the country. Stop moving the goalposts. The numbers do not lie. If you can't see that Maye is more than deserving to be a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, you can't handle the truth. The defense rests.